All right, we are back. Welcome back to Slim Comics and More. My name is Sean. We have a special guest today. We have Jason from Heroes to Icons. So we are going to do a Q&A with him. And this is Jason. Also, Rob from Cool Stuff Collectibles will join us. Here is Jason. Jason, how are you doing?
Doing great now.
All right. Nice for you to stop in. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
All right, nice. First, we have Justin Farrar. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in. All right, here's Rob. How you doing, Rob?
Doing great. How are you doing, Sean? Good to see you again, sir.
Good to see you. So yeah, I was on a little vacation. So Jason agreed to come on today. So we just got back last night. And all right, Jason, are you ready for some questions?
Why not, right? That's why we're here.
All right, sounds good. Let's see. Okay, so first question. What or who got you started collecting comics, and at what age did you start collecting comics?
Well, my first comic book was bought by my father at I guess you would call it like a gas station store or whatever. It was called the Speedy Mart, and I couldn't even read. But he was playing lotto or something, and I was like, "Can I go over there?" You know, they had the spinner racks and all like newspapers and the magazines over there, and it was, I think it was a Marvel team up, Spider-Man and the Human Torch, and I saw that, and I was like, "Can I have it? Can I have it?" He was like, "Boy, go on over there." So he got it for me. He started reading the comics to me, and that was pretty much it after that. And I couldn't even read, but I had to wait for him, to get time when he got off of work to read the books to me.
Nice. All right, we got some more people popping in. Actual Dracula, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Angel from Pages, Films, and Plastic, how you doing, guys?
How's it going, Angel?
Nice you guys stop in. All right, that was cool. So do you remember or recall your first book you ever bought or read?
Okay, the first comic book I bought, my sister got me a gift certificate to an LCS that was in like a shopping mall. It's called Stinky's Collectibles, and it was I think books were only 60 cents then.
Nice.
So I don't remember the number, but it was a John Byrne Fantastic Four with Mr. Fantastic. He was like stretching all over the cover. That and I think like a Spider-Man book or something like that. But that John Byrne Fantastic Four was like the first book with money that I actually bought.
Nice.
So wait, you said that was Stinky's Comics, you said? Or Stinky's Collectibles?
Stinky's Collectibles in the Busy Bee Mall in Massapequa.
That's a name you never hear anymore. Stinky's Comics. I like that.
That's cool.
That's a cool name.
That's cool.
His symbol looked like Pepe Le Pew. It was like a profile of a skunk.
Well, you can't use that symbol anymore now that he's been canceled. So Pepe Le Pew is gone now. That's a great. I'd love to have that logo. Stinky's Comics. Yeah, that's been the story. Yeah, Pepe Le Pew has been canceled. So,
unfortunately.
All right, Jason. So, why did you start your channel on YouTube, and how did you choose your channel name from Heroes to Icons?
Well, I had a website that I would put trailers and new comic book news and movie news on it, and I called it From Heroes to Icons. So the guy that built my website was like, "Why don't you start a YouTube channel?" I'm just like, "I can't. You can't go in front of the camera like that." He was just like, "Just go on and tell people what you're doing with your books." So I was taking care of my mother during that time. So I was home. So when I wasn't running up here taking care of her, I was like, let me make a video. And that's just kind of how it got started. I didn't know anything about editing or making thumbnails, nothing. I just kind of did it raw, like I'm still doing.
Nice. I got some more people popping in. Kingdom Comics, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in.
How's it going?
Bad Avenger, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Hope all is well for you guys. All right, so let's go with some artists. Who are your top 5 favorite artists?
One question. Can you guys hear that?
It's kind of muffling noise. What is...
That's That's thunder. It's like thunderstorming, but the sun is out.
Oh,
It's booming over here. That's what I'm like. Can you hear it? Yeah, it's so if you hear like a rumbling in the background or whatever, it's thunder.
Okay.
And,
all right.
what you want, top 5?
What's that?
You one of my top 5 artists?
Yeah. Who are your top 5 favorite artists?
Well, John Byrne. This is in no particular order,
What's
but
your, yeah.
John Byrne is definitely on the list, and I've been kind of going crazy with him lately.
Okay.
Any back issues that I don't have, I've been trying to get. It's just par for the course. Jim Lee has been my number 1, maybe for like the past 20 years, almost 20, 30 years. He's been my number 1 for a while. But I would say also Alex Ross, because he has done interiors before. So Alex Ross, and I'm really on top of some of the new guys now. Pepe Larraz is outstanding. Like anything that he does, it doesn't matter. I guess God didn't like that. Anything Pepe Larraz does, I get that. And Dan Mora, the guy that draws Once and Future now, and I think he's on Detective Comics. He's on the list also. And I don't know. He doesn't do much work anymore, but Alan Davis is one of my favorites.
Nice.
He used to do X-Men and Excalibur.
Those are nice top 5s. Kingdom Comics. He's traveling from Louisiana to Georgia, just listening in. Nice. Tina, the SW Cat Lady. How you doing? Nice you stop in. He must live in the South. It rains while sun's shining. Are you from the South, Jason?
I'm in New York.
Oh, you're in New York. Okay.
No. I mean, like, it's super bright and it's pouring right now. It's bad.
No, actually, the same thing happened. I'm in Washington D.C. area. We had the same thing. We had a really bad storm, and then the sun came out during the rain too. So it's been really hot here, and it's been really stormy too the last couple of days.
You must be getting the same stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, we went to Wisconsin, and during the day it was sunny, but during the nighttime there's like thunderstorms during nighttime. So I don't know if that storm is heading your way, but yeah, it was very stormy at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next question. Who are your top 5 writers?
Oh, would you believe I do not really follow writers?
No, I don't. That's no big. I mean, writers aren't really. You're right. They're not really followed like the artists are. You're right.
Well, and most of the writers that I like don't work anymore. Like Chris Claremont and Kurt Busiek, guys like that. They don't really do anything. And everybody talks about Donny Cates, but to me, he's like shooting in the dark, in the woods. Yeah, you know, he's hit or miss. Right. I don't really have any. I'm not going to say I don't collect to read, but I do. But the books that I really like what's that? Firepower and The Walking Dead by Robert Kirkman. Mm-hmm. Once and Future. I think that's Karen Gillian.
Karen Gillian, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, like those guys. I really don't follow writers like that. If you're talking about novels and stuff like that, that's something different. But to me, a lot of the writers, they're weird. And, you know, some stuff that they do you like, some you don't. Mm-hmm. Like, I really don't care. What's his name? The cat that does Something Is Killing the Children.
Oh, James Tynion?
Yeah, I don't really like his Batman.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But Something Is Killing the Children is good.
Yes.
You know, but it seems like the darker he goes and the more violent he goes, the better the story. Yes. And when he tries to connect like a larger universe, he seems to just do what he's told, I guess.
Gotcha. All right.
We got Joshua Williamson.
Joshua Williamson, nice. All right, we got Digger Jim 720. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Hey, Lisa Noble, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Hope all is well with you guys. All right, Jason. So, do you like to get your book slabbed or not? Do you go with CBCS, CGC, or PGX? Any slabs in your collection?
I got a couple of slabs. My first slab was the CBCS because I was hearing, when I first started hearing about slabbing books and stuff, I was like, it was weird to me. It didn't make sense. So I didn't go with PGX because they had a bad rep. And I didn't go with CGC because everybody was going to CGC. So I went with CBCS. And that was before they got their new slabs. And I liked it. So I got some money together and I sent, I think, 5 books to PGX just because people were ragging on them so much. I wanted to see. And they actually came back pretty good. They came back fast. And they were graded because some of the books that I sent were bought off of eBay. And the guy was like, "Oh, it's a 9," and it came back a 9.
Okay.
I sold a couple of them too. I had a nice Black Panther book that I sold for a good price, and then I had some books I sent to CGC. I got the membership, like everybody else, because Reggie collects, so I sent some books off, and I liked it. It was cool, but I always liked it. CBCS. So when they got their new slabs, I sent like 12 books off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I like them. It's not too shiny and too fancy, but it's just enough. I mean, CGC is like Gucci. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
all right, cool. We got some more people. New World Order Comics. How you doing, Biggie Shack? Brito in a Speedo. How you doing? Tina says, same digger Jim 720. I'm all about the artwork too.
Yeah, some people don't really care about the writers are. That's what I was going to try. Some people just like the art. I mean, they like the story, but they're there for the cool art.
Yep. RK Pop, what's up? How you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Football as well. All right, next question. Do you sell your books? Do you keep your books or do you sell them? Or do you do both?
I sell some books. I didn't know, you wouldn't believe this. To every collector, their collection is worth something to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I really didn't know that comics had a monetary value until like 5 years ago.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I really didn't know. And then when I was trying to like purge some of my collection, I'm looking on eBay and I'm like, these dudes want $150 for this? This is like in a box in a corner somewhere. Like, I think I read it once. Like, okay, if I can get 150 for it,
That's surprising, right?
You learned 5 years ago that you could sell them, right?
Yeah, I was
Roughly, okay.
I was surprised, to say the least.
Right.
But it's very difficult for me to sell. If I don't have a double of something, I kind of refuse to sell it.
Gotcha.
Just like almost if it's not a specific variant, or if I don't have a double, I won't slab it.
Well, Sean,
like if I don't have a double, it won't get slabbed, not unless it's like a Hulk 181 or something like that, and I don't own that, so I don't have to worry about that.
I've had a couple of those in the past.
Yeah, those are expensive now.
I started selling in 1991, believe it or not.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's a lot of selling.
I mean, not consistently. I mean, I was in the sports cards too. Wish I kept those cards. When Jordan was a lot cheaper. I've been, I'm sorry, this is an interview, but 5 years ago, that's wow.
I got a lot of books, man. I got a lot of books, and and it was always just for the fun of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the artwork, I follow the artists, and you love superheroes, so
Right.
It kind of accumulates.
Right.
Nice books, by the way, too. I see your books there. Look really nice.
Thank you. I thought I'd put something in the background so people just won't have to stare at me.
All right, Jason, next question. Do you prefer DC or Marvel or independent books?
I think I like independent books now more.
Okay.
I collect a lot of Marvel, collect a lot of DC, but definitely as far as the reading and the growing part of my collection is definitely indies.
Indies, nice. So, do you still collect DC and Marvel books, right? Do you have a
Yeah.
favorite DC or Marvel title or anything like that?
Nope.
No? All right. What
It should be Spider-Man, but Spider-Man has been like terrible for the past 2 years.
Yes.
So I just get it so I won't miss out on it. Does that make sense?
yes.
And,
Just in case, right?
yeah, and I've only been on top of Batman just because of the artist, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So do you have your favorite title to read? Any favorite titles that you are reading?
Wow. Probably Firepower, Geiger, Something is Killing the Children. Yeah, those are my top 3.
Nice.
And I'm rereading The Walking Dead since I'm buying the deluxe editions.
Oh, yeah. Nice. We have Puff Comics 83. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Hope all is well. Okay, so who is your favorite character and why?
Well, Spider-Man has always been my favorite character. He was the first comic book that I had.
Okay.
And he's just cool. It was always Spider-Man toys, Spider-Man underoos, Spider-Man blankets, all of that. And I mean, as a kid, you know, he has the webs, he's jumping around, he has villains, you know, he's getting picked on the way I used to get picked on.
We all did.
Yeah, we all did.
But now he's just, you like the smart mouth with the brains and just his abilities. His abilities are much different than the norm and how he uses them. You know what I mean? If he had a better writer, you know, with Spider-Man.
All right. Do you collect variants? Do you have a lot of variants?
Unfortunately, I'm a victim of comic book artists. So if a variant pops up, and definitely if it's cover price, it's being bought. I have to say, with The Walking Dead Deluxe, I have had every variant so far, pretty much almost.
Nice. All right. We have I've heard Netflix was looking at making a Killing of the Children. Killing of the Children series, yes. Killing of the Children, yeah. I think
Now, do you guys have the idea of 1 through the latest issue now? Either of you guys have like the first issue up? Sean?
I think I do. I don't have like cover A, but I have a Jenny Frison variant.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, I do have all the series, all the books so far.
Jason, you?
Jason, do you have it? All the?
Do you know I passed on that book?
Oh, you did?
I passed on it. Yeah, I was just collecting. I just had way too much stuff on my pull list, and I saw it, and I just passed it up. And me and the owner of the LCS that I go to now, we knew each other since we were like teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
And I started doing the YouTube thing. So he goes to the New York Comic Con, and they have like the distributor books that they give out.
Yeah.
So he's like, here, here's some books. I'm like, okay. And it ended up being the New York Comic Con Jenny Frison variant that he gave me.
Oh, the black and white one, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I ended up with that.
All right.
Congratulations. Big money.
That was a nice gift.
Yes, it was. That's an excellent. That's one of the top books too. I think as far as that book goes, that's up there.
Justin says Spider-Man is a good choice. Yes. All right. Next question. Do you collect figures, and what type of figures? Do you have any figures, Jason?
I got some left over, but no more statues and no more figures. Before I started selling my books, the statues took up maybe almost a third of the space that I had.
Real
So
estate. There we go.
I sold all my statues, everything.
Wow. Okay.
I had that Ryan Bowen Chrome Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
Gone.
that was a nice one.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a
I
nice
think it
one.
went for $750. I think it
Wow.
was.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a nice statue.
And you know, I had some cool stuff, some Alex Roy
Alex
statues
Blue.
or whatever. Got rid of all of it. Now I have a few of the Force Unleashed characters, the big ones that they came out with that look like statues almost.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got maybe like 10 of those. That's all I have left.
Nice.
So you
Okay.
kept what you really wanted to keep. You got rid of the big stuff, I guess.
Yeah, because I had I think the biggest piece that I had, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Magdalena that what's his name, Mark Silvestri made.
Yeah, from
For-
Top Cow. Yep.
Yeah, that thing had to be maybe about almost like 24 by 18.
Wow.
Ooh-wee.
Statue.
The big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, it cost like $59 to ship, something like that.
Oh, that's no small statue. That's a big one. And
It
also,
was
when you got it, did you have to? I've had a couple of statues in the past. I've had them for about a few months before I sold them. Some of them you actually had to put together. You had to put together.
yes,
Yeah.
because it was her, the weapons,
Yes.
and she had a giant frame around
Yes.
her.
Yes, nice one.
Yeah.
Alex Big Blue, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Yeah, figures and statues take up a lot of space. Yes, they do, Justin.
You have to be picky when it comes to those kind of things. Like I said, I have a couple of figures, and I limit to what I don't buy everything out there. I've sold stuff. I like the one I had a Silver Surfer. I forget who made it. This is before I started doing YouTube. I had that when I sold that one. I had a Silver Surfer. I had another one too. I don't recall what it was, but I bought them at a show in Philadelphia, and I know they both had issues. I think one had a damage, but I think a guy who I sold them to said he fix his statue, so he was happy with it.
That's crazy.
It might have been Bowen. I think I don't know. I know. I looked online; they were expensive. I know that when I saw them, it came with the boxes and everything too. They were expensive. But I got them cheap. I sold them. I made a little money off of them, but the guy was happy to get them, so for a good deal.
Nice. Justin says I gave away most of the. I gave away most of my figure collections to family-run collectible store.
Did you mean you sold them, Justin, or you just gave them away? Or donated them for free?
I gave them away. It looks like most of my figures. Did you sell them or did you just give them away? All right, Jason, do you have any books you want to show? Like your Wind Riders. Why did you what got you into Wind Riders?
You mean Storm Riders?
Storm Riders. Sorry, yes, the Chinese comic book.
Well, I don't know about. If I may ask, Sean, how old are you?
Yes.
How old are you?
He just want to answer that question.
Answer
That's a private answer. Private.
Okay.
Some people
I'm
are
gonna
kind of
be
funny
40.
about that.
I'm gonna be 48 this year.
You're the same age as me.
In my generation, we love Kung Fu. Saturday afternoon at 3:00, whether you was at the basketball court, if you was hanging out, you would go home, make sure you was home at 3:00 for Kung Fu hour. And they showed all the Shaw Brothers, Kung Fu flicks, the Bruce Lee movies, all of that.
At what time?
3:00.
I thought it was noon here in DC. We had. I'm sorry. This is back in the 80s. It was 11. Okay, they had those. I think 11 or 12 o'clock. They had the Kung Fu show on Saturday, and then they had Godzilla or some kind of monster movie afterwards.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ours started at 3:00. It was crazy. So I've always, when I started collecting hardcore, I would always get previews.
Okay.
So I'm looking through the previews and I see like this really cool painting of this little kid with his hair blown in the wind holding a sword. And I'm like, can I get this? He was like, whatever you want from previews, just write it down, let me know. So Storm Riders and like 7 other books were coming out, and they were all trades. So I started buying those, and then they stopped publishing it. I think Storm Riders went up to maybe like 16 or something like that, which I guess was like issue number 75 or some such.
About what year?
Oh, man. It had
Roughly.
to be maybe like 1999, 2000.
Yeah, because I know a lot. Like, yeah, that's when the internet started coming in and started with all the pricing, because of eBay and well, we didn't get like some of the apps until like the last couple of years, but the internet really did. I think I know that Wizard ended at 235, and I'm not sure we ended. I'm guessing 2000, early 2000s was when Wizard ended too, the magazine, before they went online.
You want to read that comment?
Justin said, I gave it away, but I picked up some comics and magazines, and they let me keep them, okay, for free in exchange for the figures. Okay, nice.
Okay, so it's a trade, I guess, kind of, I guess.
Shop for Comics, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Bill from Comic Mag Music, how you doing?
Hey, Bill.
Nice to stop in. Looks super young.
Yes, you guys do.
48 looks super young.
Day over 21.
Jason, you are probably the same age as me.
See how we did that? You see how we did that?
No, I will be 48 in October.
Congratulations, guys.
Empire Comics, how you doing? Speculation Nation is in the house. Let's see. Tina says, right, don't look like a day over 30. Thanks. Right, yeah.
So you guys are both younger than me, so that's all I need to know.
All right. Okay, another question. Do you prefer buying older books or newer books?
Right now, I'm into the newer books because I'm more of a, I hate to say it, more of a quantity guy. So, there's so many good artists with so many variants. Like, I have to have it. And in order to do that, that X-Men, that Uncanny X-Men, John Byrne, that I let slip a couple of days ago, because it was going up to 30, I was just like, well, I could get 6 other books with that. So that'll always be there. But every now and again, I'll go and I'll dip and dab into the old stuff. But if I do, it's always in the opposite direction of speculation. Like, everybody will run to something, and that means nobody's looking to the right. So when everybody's running over here, I'll go and be like, oh, okay, well, this is hot. All right, so now all those other older books nobody's looking for, I can grab those. And usually, before COVID, I was able to do it.
Okay. So do you follow speculation books?
No. It's tiresome, and my pull list is so big, and I have other things that I want to do that I don't really have time for that, because I was looking to finish the Walter Simonson run of Thor, and while everybody was going nuts and on eBay and Comic Link and all of these other stuff and all of the apps that it has all the speculation, I was just knocking that run down, just knocking them down, getting doubles and everything. And I'm only missing, I think, 1 book now out of that. And I was shopping for that and the Mike Zeck Captain America run, while everybody else is, so there's certain things, and, luckily, or however you want to put it, sometimes something will pop up and I'm like, oh, that's at the bottom of a box somewhere. So I'll just take it out, rebag and board it, and just sit it on the side.
So do you have a lot of comic stores where you are, or any small shows where you are in New York?
No. Usually they have this Long Island show in Ronkonkoma. called the Long Island, whatever. And I never go to it. I was talking to Bob from Everything Comics, and I'm like done with conventions. I've been going to conventions since I was 16, and it's too much. And once you've had like the ultimate comic book con experience, it's hard to match that. My wife made a trip for us. We was going on vacation. She's like, "Oh, we're going to Chicago." I said, "Okay." She's like, "You want to go to the Comic-Con?" I said, "Sure." She's like, "I'll take care of everything." Now I'm shook. I'm nervous. I'm like, Lord have mercy. She picks the best hotel in Chicago.
Nice.
We're at the Hyatt. We have the best view.
Right across the street from the Stevens Center, right?
Dude, we walk outside. I'm like, she was like, "Oh, you got your books?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready." We like walk across the street.
That's
and I'm
right.
like, "Where are we going?" She was like, "We're here." I'm like,
Right.
Yeah. By the way, I stay at that Hyatt too. By the way, whenever I come out there to the Wizard Con.
Yeah, you can take the Skywalk, or you can just walk across the street.
Yes, Skywalk.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I walk across the street because since I usually get in as a dealer, I usually even though I don't set up there, I walk through the back way.
Nice. All right, some questions or some comments here. Storm Riders was awesome. There's a movie with Sonny Chiba. Sorry, is that Sonny Chiba?
yes, he played Conqueror, I believe.
Nice. You guys don't look under 35. Nice, thanks. I think so.
Sure.
You'll. Was it? You'll hold us.
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. Angel says, "What, Sean? 47? Honestly, I thought you were in your mid 30s. Nope, I am close to 50.
LOL.
Yeah, I am close to 50. That's how you do it. Let's see here. I feel ancient. Right. Hey, now I'm older than him too. Okay. Age in some cases is state of mind. Yes, it's true. I eat right, drink a lot of water, and exercise 4 days a week. Nice, Angel.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't really eat too bad. I guess I try to exercise if I can.
Wait, I've seen his Fam Day videos. You guys eat pretty good.
We try to.
Gyros, pizza, all that good food, especially those big plates of food. Oh my God, you guys eat really well.
Favorite comic book movie? Oh, Jason, what is your favorite comic book movies? Or I guess it's for all of us. Or yeah, Jason, you want to go first? What is your favorite comic book movie?
Oh man. Oh, that's a toughie. But if I had a top three, I guess it'd be Superman 2.
Right.
Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. Gotta pick a Spider-Man movie because they haven't made a Silver Surfer movie yet.
Bow down to Zod.
Yeah.
That was number 2. Was it number 2? I forgot.
Yes.
Yes, so Bow down to Zod.
Rob,
No.
you have any favorite movies?
Oh yeah.
Comic book movies?
I'll tell you what. I don't know if I can rank them, but I really when Blade came out, I really enjoyed Blade.
So,
It was. And another joke here. Every time I hear a knock, I get a joke, a Chuck Norris joke on my little clock there. It's just doing it right now, actually. Anyway, I really like Blade. Actually, I have it. I just did a Blu-ray purge. I got rid of a lot of my movies. I had like over 100 movies. I kept that one. See, Blade was good. I saw it in the theater. Yes, tough question here. Blade. I like Winter Soldier. I agree with that. That was probably the one Cap movie that was. It could have been like that. Could have been a spy movie. And you could have had.
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
that was one of the superhero movies that wasn't a superhero movie. It was so good, it just happened to be a superhero movie. That was one. Logan, the last Wolverine one.
Wolverine, okay.
That was a superhero movie. That was another one that wasn't really super. When they toward the end, that was really good. Boy, oh boy.
I never watched that.
Yeah, it's really good. It was sad. It was sad. The movie was kind of sad. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. I like Kick-Ass 1 and 2, by the way. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah,
they were dope.
I really enjoyed the scene with that Russian lady, Mother Russia, with the police in the line. Actually, Sean. Actually, I was in a flight. I was coming back from WonderCon in Anaheim, California. I used to travel to a lot of shows around the country back about 5 years ago. And I was in a flight. So there was an older gentleman next to me, and I was watching Kick-Ass 2. He's looking at me going, "What is that?" So the scene where the Mother Russia lady was she threw a lawnmower at the police car. He went through and sliced the policeman up or whatever. So I watch it. He was totally bewildered by that whole scene. But Kick-Ass 1 and 2, I thought they were just. That's Mark Millar. Classic. I think number 1 was classic. Number 2 was fun. It's in Kingdom Comics, The Crow. I saw that in the theater too. Actually, I had that movie. I like The Crow. That was sad that what happened to Brandon Lee, but it was an excellent. That was I have 2 and 3 on DVD or Blu-ray, and they're not the same. I kept it just for memory reasons, but the number 1 is that's pretty much a standalone movie. The Crow number 1 was such a classic movie. There's nothing you can compare it to. Yeah, I think. I saw Batman when it came out in '89. I thought that was really good too. I remember it was the first movie I had to stand in the line for. It wasn't that bad, but it's from the 2000s. Let me think. From the 2000s, I said Winter Soldier. The first Avengers movie, obviously. Oh, it's the first Spider-Man. Actually, the first Spider-Man movie was really good too. The first he came out in. I think what happened. We saw the X-Men because they came out in 2000. I think they made the trailer for Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie, which they had to change because they had the World Trade Center scene in it.
I own that.
Oh, you own it?
I own the trailer reel. I got it. Yeah.
Cool. And then 2002, and of course, that was probably one of the biggest movies going at the time. I remember it made. If you look at the box office, it made if you adjust for inflation, over $1 billion or whatever. So,
Nice.
I think that's pretty much. Batman 1 was good. Batman 2 was okay. Then it started going downhill from there. So.
Okay.
Star Wars. Returns.
Nobody picks Star Wars. I like Star Wars. So
he said superhero movie, not movies in general.
Well, isn't movies? It's a comic book.
Okay. I thought you meant superhero.
Science fiction.
Oh, you want to go sci-fi? Alien. I saw Aliens in the movie theater. Aliens.
Predator.
Have you guys seen Aliens?
Yep.
I've seen all the Star Wars from the first one all the way up to whatever in the theater. That's why I know I'm older than you guys. I've seen them all in the theater. You guys haven't seen them all in the theater. Because that one came out in 78, I think. Yeah. I think what else? But no, Star Wars were all good. Except for the last couple. Not so much. But no, I saw Aliens in the first. I didn't see the first Aliens because I couldn't see it obviously. But I saw Aliens when it came out in the 80s. Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm a big horror fan, so you're gonna get a lot of horror movies from me. Halloween. I didn't see Halloween in the theater, but I'm a big Halloween fan. The first 2 are really good.
First couple. That's it. I like the first couple of Halloween movies, and then that was it.
I saw Chucky when it came out. The first Chucky, Child's Play.
Great movie. I was working at the movie theater when that came out.
What's that?
I worked at the movie theater when that came out.
Yeah. That was when I first saw it, it was epic. I mean, it was even the critics gave it a really good rating too. They gave it like a 3 stars or whatever. The first one was really good. The second one was good, and then it went downhill from there. Except for I did see the last one, the one where it was voiced by Mark Hamilton.
No, thank you.
You didn't like that one? I kind of did because it was different, and I also have.
You just like Mark Hamill's voice. You didn't like the movie.
No. I like the humor. Like when they were naming Chucky, like when the kid says your name is, I think he said the kid. Remember the kid said, "We'll name you Skywalker," and he goes, "Chucky." Remember that scene? Remember he's like coming up with the name for the doll, right?
That's why you like.
No. Listen, I'm not a Mark Hamill fan. I mean, I've always like. Okay, for example, I did a poll on my channel. Once you get over 1,000 subs, you get a community tab where you can do polls and ask questions and stuff, do things like that. And I put a poll like, "Who's your favorite Star Wars character?" I put Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker. You're only allowed 5 poll, choices. And I always put the 5th one as others, so people can choose what they want to choose. Darth Vader won by a lot.
Yeah,
as far as the most popular Star Wars character,
yeah.
Darth Vader smoked everybody.
All right, let's go through the chats here. Those fam days are awesome. Yes, they are. H2I, what is your best character interaction you had at a VO? Not sure what. Is that at a con? What is your best creator interaction, Jason?
At a con.
At a con.
When I went to the show, was it World Chicago?
Chicago, right?
Yeah, man. And I'm gonna take you guys back. That's when CrossGen was doing that thing.
Hold on.
My phone's going off.
And the CrossGen booth actually put everybody to shame. Better than DC, better than Marvel, better than Image. The CrossGen booth, it was the biggest booth.
Mm-hmm.
They had the best lines. All their creators signed all the books with no problem. You can sketches with no problem. They were nice to my wife. It was great. It was awesome. And, unfortunately, all those guys, most of them work for Marvel or DC now.
Yeah.
But those guys were just loving the people. And I've never at any convention at any time had anybody treat me better than those guys. Well, maybe at any convention, George Perez. But
nice.
he was at the CrossGen booth too that year. But Paul Pelletier, who's kind of famous now, Joshua Middleton, who's famous now,
mm-hmm.
Yep.
Steve McNiven, who's famous now, Bart Sears, all those guys, they were great. Even it was so funny because we had an early Saturday. If you had a 3-day pass, they let you in an hour early.
Mm-hmm.
So we were online back at the CrossGen booth. I think I was getting the Path and some other stuff signed by Bart Sears. And he could barely hold his pen in his hand. And I think it was Carl Kessel was sitting next to him. And he was like, "Oh, man, if somebody puts another book in front of me, I'm going to throw up on it." And he was like, "No more tequila for you, my friend."
Oh, yeah.
Friday night was a really bad night for them. And he was just like, and he was doing the same sketch in everybody's sketchbook. But unfortunately for them, I actually read my comic books. So I was like, "Oh, can I get a sketch?" He was like, "Yeah, I'll sign these few books." He signed the books. And he was like, and I was just like, "Can I get somebody different?" He was like, "What?" I was like, "I see you doing the same head sketch for everybody." And he was like, "Well, who do you want?" I was like, "Draw Aiko." She was like a female ninja in the book. And he like looked at the writer like, "Oh, okay." And with the Sharpie, no pencil, nothing,
mm-hmm.
just with a Sharpie, blood dripping from the sword, and he killed it.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Jason, Angel says, do you like horror movies?
Only the old school joints. I haven't watched any like current. I don't really watch horror anymore. I think the last horror movie I watched was The Grudge, the first one. I think that was with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I never saw those.
After that, I gave up horror movies. I'm done.
All right.
No more after that. Matter of fact,
I never
saw that, and then I saw The Ring.
The Ring, okay.
After I saw The Ring,
never seen one either.
I got up, I ejected it out of my place. Did I have a PlayStation 2 then? Ejected it out of my PlayStation 2 and threw it in the garbage.
It was that bad. It was that bad.
Kingdom Come.
It was too demonic for me, man. I couldn't take it. It wasn't just a scary movie. You know, you could take the scary stuff. It just went too far.
Okay, you're talking about the slasher movies versus the new, like The Conjuring, Insidious. Those are more demonic movies versus the stuff from the 80s and 90s.
None of that.
Yes, I guess you haven't seen the Conjuring with Annabelle. Annabelle, for example. Oh, okay, gotcha.
No,
I love those movies. I love the. I tell you what, actually, of all my DVD purge, I kept The Conjuring and Annabelle movies. Kept all those.
Yeah, I know. And that is that a drop or is that a doorway behind you?
Where?
If that's a doorway behind you, that black square behind you,
black drape or behind you, Rob.
Oh shoot! Is there? Oh, that's a doorway.
Yo, the Babadook or something gonna come right through there. You keep that.
The Babadook.
Keep his head right around the corner.
You see the light right. You see the light right there. The light. I'm saved by the light there. No, I do. I admire this company. What they called once. I like the movie. I don't care about special effects. A good story. For example, most horror movies, a lot of them suck. A lot of them are super low budget. They're cheap. They're cheesy. I've seen some of those. I hate those. But like I said, I like the ones that what's one that a company that they'll do a movie for almost nothing as long as what's that one they did if you see like for example, have you guys seen the Belko Project? No, the Belko Experiment, Escape Room. There's a company that they'll do a movie as long as they have a budget. Like I think Insidious, they won't. It's one of these movies where they only do it for it's all super low budget but still really good. For example, Insidious is done on a super low budget. Like the movies might cost a couple of $1 million. That's their budget, and that's it. Like I forget what's the name of the movie house where they only do movies. It's a good idea and the budget's really low. But the movie, like for example, I think what did they do? That movie, they did a movie called Truth or Dare. You guys see that the trailer, Truth or Dare?
Truth or Dare? No, I didn't see it.
Well, actually, it was pretty good, but the movie has to be really low budget. And but as long as it's a good story, they'll do it. What's that? It's a movie house that does all these movies too. I forget what it's called right at the top of my head right now, but as long as the budget's really low and it's a good story, like I think The Conjuring, for example, like they'll do the story like one location. I think The Conjuring was like done low budget too. All those movies that came out like Insidious, Conjuring, they're all done on a really, really low budget.
Nice. We got Aggressively Relaxing. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in. And Chop and Drop. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in.
Chop and Drop. How you doing?
Anybody? Oh, Sleepy Reader 666. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Hope all is well with you guys.
That's the guy who likes horror stuff right there. Look at this. It's in his name too.
So we have Jason from Heroes to Icons with us here. We're doing the Q&A.
Sleepy Reader, your day is tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday the
13th.
That's right. Everybody forget that.
I like horror movies that are also funny. Okay, Blair Witch. Do you guys watch Blair Witch?
I fell asleep.
You fell asleep?
Yeah.
I think
yes, Blumhouse. They're the ones. They actually do pretty good movies. They're super low budget. As long as they did. You know the latest Halloween movie that came out a couple of years ago. That was Blumhouse. The budget is super low. As long as they'll take any idea.
Okay.
Bloomhouse Studio. They'll do
Babadook.
Babadook.
The Babadook.
Babadook.
Baba, yeah, it's probably yeah. I'm watching the black covering back there. Yeah, Bloomhouse Studios. That's the one who does all the. They do. They did the Halloweens. They did. I think they do Insidious. And like I said, they'll do if you have a good idea, and it doesn't cost anything, they'll do it. That's right. They're supposed to do Spawn. That's right.
Supposed to do Spawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
But unfortunately, McFarlane, from what I've heard, he's kind of all over the place with he keeps changing his mind about what he wants to do. I think Smike was talking about that. That's why Spawn has been kind of in limbo because he's been not happy with this, not happy with that,
Blair Witch, in my opinion, was intriguing. I liked it. Okay.
It wasn't scary, but it was. I mean, like I said, I was tired when I watched it, and I was looking. It didn't really. Maybe I should watch it again, but I didn't really. I fell asleep when I was watching it.
All right, Jason. More questions here. How many social media do you use or do you follow besides YouTube?
Just Instagram.
Just Instagram. That's all you use, and YouTube.
Instagram and YouTube. I really don't like social media, but because of the whole YouTube thing and the comic book thing and trying to sell art thing, I was told that I needed a social media presence. And you can't sell anything until you have over 1,000 followers. Okay, all right. So I
mean followers on Instagram or 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
1,000 followers on Instagram.
Really?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, I mean you can sell stuff, but I'm saying to sell it and make money.
Gotcha.
A publisher told me that.
I didn't know that.
So
I didn't.
So that's when I started going because they was just like, you really don't, if you're making a book or anything like that, you really don't get put on by the content of the book. Even if you're writing a novel or something like that, it's how many followers do you have? What's your social media presence before a publisher even wants to talk to you?
Oh, okay, makes sense. Because on YouTube, it's different. You can sell whenever you want. I mean, you can probably sell whenever you want on Instagram too. But if you want to have, I know with YouTube, if you have, I think it's 10,000 or more subscribers, you can sell. They give you a merch store.
Really?
In other words, YouTube, yeah. If you check anybody who sells on there, if you have 10,000 or more subscribers, they have different levels. 10,000 or more, you get a merch store where YouTube actually backs you. Now they get a portion of the profits, I think, because remember it's their thing. You can sell merch anytime. As a matter of fact, Sean, on my Techmeister channel, I'm actually getting paid more on that than I am on Coastal Collectibles, believe it or not, even though I have 60 subscribers.
Really?
I do affiliate links, and people actually buy stuff from my links, and I get paid from there. So I get paid from YouTube for the AdSense, but generally people you do use YouTube as a business, which is smart. It's free advertising for whatever you're selling. If you're selling a book, you can talk about it on YouTube. You can do whatever you want, and most of the merch stores are going to be T-shirt stores. By the way, that's something that you can do. You can actually do from the get go. You can do it with one subscriber or whatever, as long as you or I'd say more than one, but you can sell. You can actually contact a it's called Print on Demand company, and they'll do it. They do all the work. Basically, what happens? I'm sorry, I shouldn't take over the show, but talking about merch, they can actually people can put a link. If you say I'm wearing a shirt that people want to buy, this isn't my shirt, for example, and they can click on the link, say I want to buy a couple of shirts from that link, and the print on demand company will do all the work, and the person who's if it's Heroes to Icons, they get the whatever the deal is. I think it's like the shirt's $25. You probably get like $10 or whatever, I guess. And you've done no work at all. You just advertise the merch.
Okay, we got Justin from No Good Comics Station. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in. All is well to you. Let's Let's see here. Station. Man, I just heard Sony delayed Venom 2 because Black Widow and Suicide Squad didn't do well. Oh, okay.
That's probably true. I believe that.
All right, Jason, what do you like about the comic book community?
Wow, man. I mean, you invited me here, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing that's really cool. You find people that you would never find anywhere. I mean, what's the chances of us running into each other at a Comic-Con?
Right.
And actually holding a decent conversation while you're hunting, trying to get autographs, trying to get book slabbed. It's crazy. And when I started this thing and people were actually watching and wanted to talk to me and were like, oh, I'm on Instagram too. And we're like trading books and sending each other stuff. It's really cool when you, I hate to say this, when you're old and stuck in your house and you want somebody to communicate with, your wife's only going to take so much of you talking about your books and the Mylar. And, she's like, are you selling them? Are you selling them? Are you selling them? You need somebody else to talk to. And it's just, it's really cool to share all of this stuff in these white boxes with somebody else.
So wait, your wife said sell them, you said?
When you start to nag her just talking about them, they'd be like, did you sell any? That means stop talking.
Well, you sound like Sean's wife, kind of a little bit. So
she tries. Apit's been sinning. I have a question for Jason here. What shirt do you wear now? Okay, Jason, can you show your shirt? Batman shirt.
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
That also was a gift.
Smash the like button, guys. Thank you, Justin. Our fellow comic fans become real people on YouTube.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So what do you dislike about the comic book community?
Spec, I guess. Speculation and how it really kind of rips the community apart a little bit, because someone can do a spec video and they're super popular, and then somebody gets mad because that person has influence, and it kind of like this cascading effect of just negative vibes. And it's just like, it's comic book. If the dude want a spec and you got money to get that book, then go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they'd be like, oh, well, if you were rich, I'd be like, well, if I was rich, I probably wouldn't get that book anyway. I'd probably buy another house or go on vacation. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of animosity when it comes to people doing just talking about different things. And what's that like? People headhunting for Key Collector app, and it gets ridiculous. And it's just like, we almost 50 years old. You arguing about the first appearance of Venom? Was it a cameo? The first appearance again? Like, do you have both of the books? Yeah. Then there's no need to argue. You know what I'm saying? What does it say on the slab?
Gotcha.
And then they argue about that. And sometimes I think it's like those fake rap fights that they used to have. Like Nas and Jay-Z used to go at each other's throat. But, we're not getting as much movement anymore. So let's make a fake argument so both of us become popular again. Some of it is that. It's just like me and you start a comic book war so both of us get more subscribers. It's like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Negativity breeds subscribers. And to me, I'm just like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to play it. I'm too old for that.
All right. Sleeping Collectibles, how you doing? Nice you stop in.
Hey, Mark.
Let's see. Okay. When it becomes a competition between fans, it gets ridiculous. Yes.
How many years you been on? How many years you been on YouTube, Jason? How many years you been on?
How long have you been on YouTube?
3 years, I think.
3 years. Okay.
I did 2 years. I'm at 2 years now, and I never had any problem with any. I every once in a while, since I am a comic spec channel, every once in a while I get somebody will ask me something. A guy came on recently. I forget the guy's name. Get that a lot. And he had a comment saying, but he was talking about how every once in a while I get somebody will say like, "Oh, spec guys, they've ruined the community, ruined the comic." I said, "How?" I goes, "They're jacking the prices of the books up." I go, "Okay." I try with people like my channel. I talk about books that are still cheap. Like for example, I think I brought up some books that some have gone up, some have not, and I try to let people know what's. You can't always get ahead of the app. Everybody likes to watch the collector app. I try to let people. I try to get people to look out for certain books before it become popular in the app. 9 times out of 10 I can't. But I've some people that bought books that I've mentioned. I never use word invest. I don't use word invest in my channel. I just use speculate, or I like to talk about books that are great to read, like Sean, Stray Dogs. I finally read it. Now I know why it's popular now. I didn't get it.
Did you like it?
Oh, I loved it. Actually, if you watch my last video, I talked about you and the reason why I didn't read it. I bought, the fifth, second, third, whatever print, the number 1 through 5. I'm in love with that book. Now I know why it's worth all this money. See, I can't catch everything. That book, if I'd read it, I would have had all the first printings, like Sean has. It's an insanely cool book. But everything I talk about are things I like. And I'll tell people if it's a good buy or a bad buy. So I bought this book, I paid too much for it on my channel. So, but I'm not talking about those big golden age books or the silver age books that cost, $1,000. I'm not talking about books that are generally, $4 or $5, $10, $20, $30, $40. And sometimes books that cost more, but that's not very often.
Right.
I try to keep everything on the low as far as price. And to people know, it's this book. I think it's like, for example, Canto 1. I talked about that book forever, and now it's gone up in price. The time when it was like $5 to $10.
Yep. We have John from Comic Issues. How you doing, John? Nice of you to stop in.
Hey, John.
So Empire says, I found the YouTube comic book community around February of last year with my personal channel being stuck at home with no interaction with anyone. Really, YouTube was my saving grace.
I blew up during the pandemic. As far as I went from 100 subs to where I am now, just because I guess people had nothing to do but watch the YouTubers, I guess.
Yeah. And then this year, decided to join and start my own channel.
Like a lot of the guys who really do well as far as number of subscribers want to say comics to invest in. And I see that a lot. I don't do that. You look at any of my titles, they'll say first appearance in speculation comics. And I'll tell people speculation is risky, like anything else. There's guarantee this book's going to be worth. So I told people I bought this book for $150, and now it's worth $50. People know. But I don't see negativity other than occasional trolls here and there, which they're fun to watch. Right. I've never had really big problems with anybody on YouTube.
I'm not saying the negativity is against me. I'm saying like you see like people talking. But ain't nobody ever bother me.
Yeah.
Who cares about Jay? But
you
hear like talk, and it's like, what's the problem? I don't understand it. You know what I mean? It's just weird to me. And you see like a weird vibe, with some people, and I'd be like, yo, if they doing their thing, they doing their thing. I'm inconsistent. I tell you the truth. They be like, yo, I'm stuck at 780, and I've been stuck. And I'm like, whatever.
So stuck where now?
At 780.
Oh, your numbers? Yeah, that's something that has more to do with. If you want to know how you do well, usually it's your thumbnails are big deal. As far as if you want to get more people to click on your videos, thumbnail, and then also I think it has to do with there's 3 things. First of all, thumbnails. I know this is not a techie thing, but thumbnails number 1. If you have a good thumbnail, people will click on it. If they hate it, they're gonna leave it thumbs down or whatever. Or they won't watch for a long time. People look at your analytics about that. But it's gonna be click through rate. That's when to click on. your duration. The longer, this is how YouTube ranks you, by the way. I learned this watching other YouTubers. Your duration, like how long they watch it. Like if you want to get at least 50, if you can get 50% or better, the YouTube will rank you higher. And also your engagement. That means likes or even dislikes actually count towards engagement. And also in the comment section, you get comments. That's why you always ask for likes. People leave you dislikes. Actually, they're both good. Actually, of course, if you get a lot of dislikes, means you're pissing somebody off. But the cool thing is it still counts as engagement.
Right.
And subscribers are always good, but you want to have click-through rate and duration. If you get 50% or better on your video, of course, engagement. And that's how you get ranked. That's how they rank you on YouTube. It's just like some kind of weird algorithm how they do it, but that's how they rank you.
Tina says, I've been on YouTube for 14 years, but never got into live vids until I found all these collectors the beginning of the year. Okay. Was that me? Okay. I think spec is fun.
Yes, me too. Low budget. I totally agree with that. Although I was telling people to buy, if they come across giant size X-Men #1, graded 2.0 at $1,000, everybody kept thinking I was crazy. I said, no, guys. Now it's about a $2,000, or I think the price has come down some, but I said at the time I think it's probably like $1,500, or probably it might be $2,000. I kept saying giant size one, I think at $1,000 at 2.0. I think at one point in time, 0.5s are selling for $1,500. So if it looks good, a good nice looking 2.0 can go for $2,000.
All right, Jason. Okay, shout out a few of your favorite channels.
A few of my favorite channels.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite channels on YouTube?
No, unfortunately. Wow, who can I say I watch the most? I think I watch Comics with Perch and Critical Thinking the most. I think I watch them the most. Besides that, I'm always watching Comics with Bueller on Monday. I'm watching that. Anytime it seems like I can never catch you live. I'm always cooking or something else, and the phone is down, and I'm looking. Then I come on, and you're like 90% done with your unboxing. But yeah. I don't really have no favorites, because the people that I used to watch a lot, they so popular, and they talk about.
He's right.
The industry so much that I'm just like, that's not fun to me. Work is work. I don't want to talk about somebody else's job. That's not fun to me. Jim Lee's not getting paid enough, and these writers over here are protesting. And listen, I'm grown. I got kids. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about what you read. Who's the hottest artist? Did you get that variant? You know what I'm saying? What you looking forward to? That's what I want to talk about. And it seems like that type of stuff is the stuff that gets more hits. So I've been
the drama stuff gets more hits.
Community guys like you guys, and less with the other stuff. And then I'll watch, Critical Thinking for their view on what's going on and this and that. It makes me laugh. And Perch he's a mess. So, he's an old man like myself, and he talks much more down to earth. And those are the type of things that I watch. All the other stuff is just like it becomes too much of a song and a dance. If I'm gonna watch that, I might as well turn on Netflix.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And watch a scripted show.
All right, Lions and Sons, sports cards, comics, and more. How you doing? Nice you stop in.
How's it going?
Do you follow artists or writers more, Jason?
Artists. Always put an artist, because I call Alex Ross the Norman Rockwell of modern comic book art. Right, and if you look at Norman Rockwell's art, it's very reminiscent of Alex Ross. Alex Ross's is just.
I agree with that. I agree. He is the quintessential Norman Rockwell of today.
Yeah.
I couldn't disagree with that at all. You're right. And my favorite one is modern wise was going to be probably Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, yo, man, I was shifting through like my run of Spider-Man, and I just had to open one up, and I'm like, this guy is amazing. Like his stuff on Amazing Spider-Man and his
and Hulk too. Don't forget Hulk.
Hulk, yeah,
was ridiculous.
Father.
I wish he would have had a little bit more issues on the Hulk.
Now, who's your favorite cover artist from any era? Because you know some people only did cover art. They didn't do interior art.
I don't know. I mean, that would definitely have to be modern.
You know what mine is.
Alex Ross is the best cover artist, man.
Alex Schomburg.
Yeah.
Alex Schomburg is my. If you've ever seen the Cap comics from the 40s, World War II, where he has this Cap taking on the Nazis and the Japanese. You know, he has some of the coolest and politically incorrect covers you'll ever see too.
Evil's Comics, how you doing, Mike? Hope all is well with you. All right. Any goals for 2021, Jason?
I have set no more of these. I'll call them ghost goals because
1,000 subscribers.
My life is like the wind. You know what I'm saying? And I might see something in the wind and totally forget about what was on my mind. I think I had one goal, and that was to get. It was like the first appearance of a battle in a Storm Riders book, and this book was a ghost. Okay. I couldn't find it on any China sites. I couldn't find it nowhere. Mm-hmm. And then the book popped up with like a whole lot of other books. I grabbed it, boom, and I was like, you know what? I don't need to send any ghosts no more. I got the ghost. And then a few weeks ago, it popped up again, and I snagged it. So now I got two. And I really don't put any goals out there. I want a few books, but I'm not saving for those books. So it's like, you know, if my LCS guys are like, Jay, I'm going to let this go for a little bit, you know, I might do something, but I
like how you think. I like how you think that's a good idea.
You know, I'm forever like moving to see what's out there. You know what I'm gonna do. But right now, I'm John Byrne hunting. Right now.
All right.
You know what I mean? You know, the Axe was a writer or an artist follower. I'm an artist follower. I'm going for Byrne.
Nice. Okay. Any new vids coming up soon? Are you working on any new vids?
Well, hopefully by Friday night or Saturday, my This Week's in Comics video should be out. I did get my books in the mail, and I didn't hit up the LCS yet. So maybe by Friday, I'll hit the LCS up, and I'll have my video This Week in Comics out. And besides that, I do want to do another On the Run video.
What now?
On the Run, I call it.
Okay.
And I talk about certain run of books, whether it be a storyline or an artist run or something like that. And I just bring out the books and I show them, talk about them a little bit. I do that because everybody else is doing everything else, but nobody is just showing books for the fun of it. So I do On the Run, and then you get to see like an extended amount of comic books, usually by one writer and one artist. They don't really do that anymore. But and I show those books, and people get to see what's in my collection without me rambling through a ton of books. I actually just separated my 90s Superboy and my 90s Robin. And it's crazy. And I'm going to tell you about some of the hardest working comic book artists. Tom Grummett was drawing Superboy and Robin at the same time.
Really?
And they were coming out monthly. It's insane.
Wow. It's a workhorse.
All right,
and
so
the quality of those books, the quality, man.
that is nice. Yeah. All right, Jason, you got anything else that you want to show, or are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You wanted to?
All right, guys. We got. Oh, nice.
Oh, there it is.
That's a Jenny Frison. Yep.
Yes, it is. That is a great. That's an expensive book too.
Yeah. Do you have the one with the blood?
This is the only one. This was the gift.
That one's a nice one.
That's a great gift. That's a great gift. Now I do have both of the covers. I had to buy mine, and they weren't cheap either.
I know that's the truth.
Yeah, I have that one. I also have the one with the bloody knife too.
And I will show this. I will show this. I think it's in here. I was trying to separate stuff before I kind of came on, but
All right, guys. So if you haven't subbed up to Jason from Heroes to Icons, go check out his channel and give him some love. Go sub him up. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to our channel. Rob from Cool Stuff Collectibles and mine also. Is that the Storm Rider?
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
this is Storm Riders 410. And the main character here, Nameless,
Okay.
this is when the duel between him and his rival starts in this issue. And I won't hold you long, but it is a wraparound cover, and it's exquisite. You won't find this with no American artist. So
very cool. All right, guys. So this is Jason from Heroes to Icons. Thank you, Jason, for coming on the channel.
thanks for having us.
All right. Yeah, this is Jason from Heroes to Icons, guys. If you haven't yet, check out his channel. He's got a great channel. And we are about to go. Any last words, Jason, you want to say or anything?
What I always say at the end of every video that I do, be great and do great.
Somebody says drop the link in the comment section.
Comment section. Okay, let's see here.
Drop the link, Slim.
Hold on.
Come on, Slim. It's for you here. Back in the old days. Remember Slim? Back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Come on, 90s. Come on, Slim.
All right, here is
where you'll hear very often.
There you go. All right,
Slim.
so that is Jason's link right there from Heroes to Icons. So go check out his channel. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. This is Slim Comics and More. We are Q&A with Jason from Heroes to Icons, and we have Rob from Cool Stuff Collectibles. Go check out Rob's channel also, and we'll have another get together sometimes if you want, Jason.
If you're part of the Speculation Nation, come on over to my channel, Empire Comics.
All right, everybody. Have a good night, Jason. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. All right. Everybody, have a good night, and we'll see you later. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one.
Later.